shared leadership. Mr. Raj Jangalwa, Prestige Institution of International Management. Okay, this I can tell you only from my personal experience and my personal beliefs. I think may not be the same for everybody. I believe there's so much to do in this world, whether it is in your own personal life or in professional life. Just expanding the canvas of your business itself should give you opportunities for others to come into the picture. I mean, if today if I'm in a particular industry and if I have to be there to grow, either I backward integrate or forward integrate. So if you are able to grow and widen the canvas, and whoever is able and willing in your own industry company should be able to give a space for them to grow as well. I think it is about recognizing those heroes in the organization who are able and willing and give them enough space so that you grow as well in the organization and widen the canvas. And that's the only way growth can happen. And to me, 8% growth is organic growth nowadays in India. I mean, we should be talking about 15 and 20 when we were talking about discontinuous growth. And discontinuous growth ke liye require at least 15 or 20% of your employees who are able and willing to be in a company. So it's a good problem to have to me.
Can I request some ambient light so that we can allow people to ask questions from the audience?
Hi, Mr. Yush. This is Vijay Anod representing T Group. I just have I received an SMS few days back and would like you to give your thoughts. Life is beautiful. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. Okay. Yeah, life is certainly beautiful. And you know, you got to have fun, right? I will start by responding to you by a SMS I got about a day, I think 2 days ago, and it said, for the first time in history, needs, privileges, and luxuries come at the same cost. You got it too? So
the cost of beer.
Right, so I will repeat what was being said. So onions for 65 rupees, petrol for 65 rupees per liter, and a beer for 65 rupees. So, you know, it is, you know, terms and conditions apply, but definitely, you know, life is beautiful. And I think the terms and conditions really are decided by you, not by anybody else. You can apply the terms and conditions that you want to apply. So, you know, I think it goes back to the discussion of work-life balance and, you know, how do we make it beautiful? It's really up to you. That's what Mr. Bhargava was saying also in the morning. You define the canvas, right? You got to figure out a way in which work-life balance remains. You know, I used to travel 22 days a month when I was in Middle East. I managed my family. I love my family, and I was able to manage. You got to figure out how you manage. It's doable. So during the peak of recession in 2009, I had 4 holidays. So I would focus on work, get that done. The moment I get a breather, I'm out with the family. And I manage it. Otherwise, my daughter will start forgetting who this guy is, you know. Not good. So I hope I said terms and conditions. Probably you got to define them.
Can I ask a quick question, please?
Yeah.
Sanjeev here. I work in the domain of mobile technologies and internet content. So just wondering, what's your feedback on user-generated content, which is now getting more and more popular, and how can Indore or Indorians at large can engage into this particular kind of piece of work, so to say?
So, you know, like I said, you know, when you say consumer generated content, it is
user-generated content.
User-generated content. It's basically the buzz, right? Is what people are saying about a product, a brand, a city, whatever it is, and that is part of the earned media, right? So every single product, every single brand, and every single city will be impacted in the future. It may not be impacted today. I think the early indication I talked about the Bollywood films where people can kill it in a shot. I know it happens in my house. My wife looks at the Facebook and says, oh, her friends are saying this is, you know, Tis Maar Khan is useless. So we didn't go, otherwise the song was pretty good, right? So I think, user-generated content is going to be the key going forward. Now, how do you develop it is something, like I was talking to Rahul, maybe there has to be some kind of a public-private partnership which drives this. Maybe that's what Bangalore did. Nandan told me, Narayan Murthy told me that they worked closely with the government, they formed a core committee and really drove that. Today, Bangalore stands for IT. And I would question IMA and the board of IMA, what does Indore stand for? You got to define that. Is it education? Is it real estate? Is it, retail? Is it, what is it?
Yeah, I think that's a good problem to have.
Yep.
Thank you.
We are running out of time now, and somebody from the organizer has already warned me for overshooting it. One last question. I think it is not addressed to any particular person, but what would you like to advise the young managers to remove the disparity with our Indian economy, which is still a big reason and hurdle in India's growth? Disparity.
In Indian economy.
Yeah.
The piece that disparity between the richest and the poorest is only increasing, and we got to have inclusive growth. I'll share one example with you, and I think that's probably one of the ways to think about this. So there's a graduate from IIM Ahmedabad. He was 24 years old when he passed out. He was in Patna on a rickshaw when he realized that the rickshawala does not carry a bottle of water, which he really wanted because it was really hot, and he started organizing the rickshaw trade. Now there are 3,000 rickshaws that are part of his trade. They actually sell water and soft drinks. They are branded rickshaws. Unilever is advertising on them, and it's bringing more value to the rickshawala. It's making his life better, and this management graduate is making money out of it. And this concept is called social entrepreneurship. It is for money, so it is not for charity, but at the same time, it is improving the lives of the poorest. So I think that concept, if it really takes off in India, will address the inclusive growth and get the disparity to come down.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mathur. Thank you, Mr. Gowthaman. Can I call upon now Mr. Abhay Chaudhary, General Manager, State Bank of India, to give away